Hello people, my name is Emmanuel Sebastian. Welcome to another lovely episode of the Players Roundup show on Niger Footballers TV. But just before we proceed, guy, a quick question for everyone. Has the month of January been a long one for you? Well, I'm sure for some it wasn't, but we are finally coming to the end of, unquote, a long January. Well, the Players Roundup show isn't coming to an end anytime soon. And on the show this time, we have goalkeepers keeping clean sheets and defenders getting on target. Well, I'm sure if you keep up to date with the weekend action, some names are already popping up your minds. But if you didn't keep up with the action this past weekend, you're surely in the right place as you'll be finding out who those goalkeepers and defenders are on the show this time around. My name is Emmanuel Sebastian. It is the Players Roundup show, and we are Niger footballers. Welcome back, guys. So let's start off the roundup with Leicester City's Kelechi Iheanacho. Well, it's having quite a renaissance with Leicester City in England. You know, it was an FA Cup fixture away to Brentford in England, and Kelechi Iheanacho was given the nod, not for the first time, by manager Brendan Rodgers, and he repaid the faith of the manager as he nets what proved to be the winning goal of the game as Leicester City came out 1-0 winners in that one. It was a brilliant well-work goal. I have to mention that pass from Dennis Praet. It was a defense-splitting pass to right back James Justin, and a brilliant run from Kelechi Iheanacho down the middle, anticipating the cross as it slots home from close range. It was the winning goal of the game. So good one for Kelechi Iheanacho. We are glad to see him, getting back to goal scoring form for Leicester City in England. So maybe a Super Eagles recall beckons for Kelechi Iheanacho if he continues his fine goal scoring form at the moment. So from Kelechi Iheanacho, we'll move to their UK neighbours in Scotland, and it was Rangers where Joe Aribo registered an assist for Rangers in their surprise 2-1 loss away from home to Hearts, who are bottom of the Scottish Premier League standing. It was a poor performance from Steven Gerrard and Rangers in that game. They lost surprisingly to Hearts. Like I mentioned earlier, they are bottom of the log. They scored first in that game, Rangers, courtesy of a Ryan Kent goal and from an Aribo assist, but they went on to lose that game. So it was a comeback win for Hearts in the Scottish Premiership. So Rangers, remain second in the Scottish Premiership standings behind Celtic. They are 5 points behind leader Celtic, having played a game less than the league leader. So a sad loss for Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. From Rangers, guys, we travel to the Dutch Eredivisie, where Chidera Ejuke was also on target for his club side SC Heerenveen in the Dutch league. They were playing against AZ Alkmaar. They lost that game by 2-1. Ejuke got the equalizer for Heerenveen after they've trailed by 1-0. So, but they went on to concede another, losing that game by 2-1. So, brilliant performance from Chidera Ejuke. He gets its 7th goal so far in the league in the Netherlands. So brilliant to see Ejuke Chidera again on the score sheet. So from Chidera Ejuke, guys, the next player I'm going to talk about, he scored a lot of goals in Lithuania for FK Riteriai in the Lithuanian league. So for this time, it was a step-up move, from Lithuanian football moving to Belgian football. And that man is Murphy Teremas. He was making his second appearance for KV Kodrijk in the Belgian First Division. He came off the bench, replacing fellow Nigerian Imo Ezekiel. In that game, it was a 2-2 game. Kodrijk were playing against Club Brugge in the Belgian First Division. At some point, they were losing by 2-0. They pulled one back, and the game ended 2-1 at halftime. So Murphy Teremas came off the bench in the second half, replacing Imo Ezekiel, and he nets what seems to be the equalizer for Kodrijk as they went on to draw that game, 2 goals for both teams. So Imo Ezekiel is in good company actually with 2 other Nigerians in that FKV Kodrijk team. I'm talking about Imo Ezekiel and Abdul Ajagun. So good one for Murphy Teremas getting a goal in his second appearance for his new side, KV Kodrijk, in the Belgian top flight. Now from Murphy Teremas, we'll move on to another striker, Paul Mukaru, who also had a splendid game for Antalyaspor in the Turkish Super League. It was a 3-0 win away from home for Antalyaspor. They were playing against Denizlispor, who also had new signing and another Nigerian, Ogenyi Onazi, in their ranks. But it was Omo Mukaru who had, joy at the end as he laid on an assist and also scored a goal for Antalyaspor as they won that game by 3-0 away from home. So he continues, he added that to his man of the match performance in the Turkish Cup in the last time out. So Omar Mukaru, he played the game, he played on 90 minutes in that game, but Ogenyi Onaze was substituted at some point in the second half. So good one, a goal and an assist for Paul Omomukairo for Antalyaspor in the Turkish Super League. Now from Omomukairo, guys, let's talk about defenders who were on target this past weekend for their respective club side. And first off is Michael Ihekwe. Now we've talked a lot about Rotherham on the show in previous editions of the show, but this man, he hasn't gotten the talking point from us. But Ihekwe this time was on the score sheet for Rotherham. They were playing away from home to Peterborough United in a League One fixture. They were losing that game by 2-0, but Ihekwe pulled one back, but it wasn't enough for Rotherham as they went on to eventually lose that game by 2-1. Guys, on Rotherham, they currently have 5 Nigerians in their rank. Do you think there's any team in Europe who have more than 5 Nigerians playing for a particular team? Guys, think about this, guys. No team come at the top of my head at the moment, but good one for Rotherham. Showing that Nigerian spirit in their team. So talking about the other Nigerians, just to mention again, because I've talked about quite a number of them in previous editions of the show. So they have, Michael Ihekwe in defense, Chiodese Ogbene as an attacking midfielder. They have Matthew Olusunde at right back. There's also Freddie Ladapo, a striker, and new signing as well, Habib Adelakun. So 5 Nigerians in Rotherham's team. So I don't think there's any other team in Europe who had as many as such for their respective teams. Moving on the show, guys, the other defender who was also on target this past weekend for his club side is of Nigerian descent and is Jordan Torunariga. He was on target for his club side, Hertha BSC, as Hertha Berlin Sports Club in the German Bundesliga. They won 2-1 away from home to Wolfsburg in the German Bundesliga. Torunariga's goal sparked the comeback for Hertha BSC, got the equalizer after they've trailed by 1-0, but Hertha BSC went on to win that game by 2-1. So great one for Jordan Torunariga, who was making his 3rd start in the German Bundesliga this season. Guys, some interesting story about Torunariga came out in 2018, courtesy of the BBC, that he left Genetro disappointed, having turned down the chance to represent the Super Eagles at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. So guys, he's still young, he's in his early 20s, so we can't rule out a change of heart for this young man. So he's still much eligible to represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He's been capped at youth level for Germany. So like I mentioned earlier, he's still young in his early 20s and still very much eligible, if called upon, to turn out for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So guys, let's cross over from Jordan to talk about goalkeepers who kept a clean sheet for their club side this past weekend, and that will lead us to Africa, where Daniel Akpeyi was in goal for Kaizer Chiefs. They were playing away from home to Golden Arrows in the Premier Soccer League in South Africa. They won that going by 1-0, and Daniel Akpeyi kept a clean sheet in that game. So he was making his 15th start for Kaizer Chiefs in the Premier Soccer League. So good one for Daniel Akpeyi, who is becoming a fan favorite, and has put up top-notch performances since coming in goal to replace fan favorite Itumeleng Kune in the ranks for Kaizer Chiefs. So good one again for Daniel Akpeyi. And remember, guys, he was the goalkeeper of the year in our recently concluded Ballers Awards 2019. So fantastic for Daniel Akpeyi, keeping a clean sheet for Kaizer Chiefs in the Premier Soccer League. So we'll move on to the other goalkeeper who also kept a clean sheet for his club side this past weekend, and that man is Sebastian Osigwe. He plays for SC Cranes in the Switzerland Challenge Cup. They were playing at home to Winterthur in the Switzerland Challenge Cup. So Osigwe was in goal. It was a 0-0 game. So Osigwe helped his side, SC Cranes, to a clean sheet in that encounter in Switzerland. So SC Cranes are currently 4th in the Switzerland Challenge Cup standings with 29 points so far this season. So fantastic one for Super Eagles hopeful Sebastian Osigwe, keeping a clean sheet for his club side, SC Cranes, in the Switzerland Challenge Cup. And guys, with Sebastian Osigwe, it's a wrap on the roundup on this episode of the Players Roundup Show. But like we always do, guys, it's time for the Player of the Week. You want to find out who our Player of the Week is going to be on this episode of the show? Stick around and I'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back, guys. So our Player of the Week on this episode of the Players Roundup Show on Niger Footballers is none other than Paul Omomukairo. It was a fantastic game he had for Antalyaspor in the Turkish Super League. They won by 3-0. They were playing away from home to Denizlispor, who also had Ogenyi Onaze in their ranks. But Paul Mukairu was the man of the match on the day, getting a goal and an assist. So a goal in that game, is his fourth goal in all competitions so far this season for Antalyaspor in Turkey. It was a game that put them above the relegation spot. They're currently 2 points above the 16th place team in the Turkish Super League standings. So, 2 points above the relegation standings. So it was an important game, a vital game, and Paul Mukairu gave us fantastic performance for Antalyaspor and the Turkish Super League. Guys, he's 20 years old and he's of Nigerian descent. He's born in Abuja, actually. So good one for Paul Mukairu, the young Nigerian, putting up a show for Antalyaspor in the Turkish Super League with a goal and an assist for Antalyaspor as they won by 3 goals to 0. So congratulations, Paul Mukairu, for getting the Player of the Week on this episode of the Players Roundup show on Naija Footballers TV. And guys, with Paul Mukairu as our Player of the Week, it's a wrap on this edition of the Players Roundup show on Naija Footballers TV. And like I always say, guys, we love your interactions on the show. It's always interactive. We love to hear from you. Share your thoughts of what you think about these players of Nigerian descent. If there's any player you want us to talk more about, drop a comment on the comment section on whichever social media platform you come across this video. We are Naija Footballers on Facebook. We are Naija Footballers as well on Twitter, and we are Naija_Footballers on Instagram. And guys, we are also on YouTube. Search for us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Naija Footballers on YouTube. Drop a comment on all our videos and all our content. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube for premium Nigerian football content. Guys, my name is Emmanuel Sebastian. It's the new year. Like I always say, keep up the good attitude going forward, because they say attitude might be a little thing, but it plays a major role to whatsoever you do in life. My name is Emmanuel Sebastian. Stay safe, guys. Signing out.